channel, and it's actually called V Glutes. V obviously is my name, and glutes is because of glutes, right? Because we want to know and learn more how the glutes work. Because actually people, they neglect a lot the glutes, which is so sad. Why? It's the biggest muscle of your body, and people actually, they don't know how to target these muscles. Why? Because this is the reason why: sitting down too much. So me sitting down here is not helping my glutes at all. What happened is that when actually with our lifestyle, unfortunately, that either we spend too much time driving or too much time spending on class and sitting down, and we spend too much time at the office working. Actually, what happened is that your glutes, they just like shut off. That's called the glute amnesia. Can you believe that? They completely shut off because they're not in use. And this is the most powerful muscle in your entire body. That's insane. You can create so much power out of it. And not only that, believe me, if you ever have knee pain, 90% of the times is not coming from the knee. It's coming from your glutes. Did you know that? That's crazy. I started having knee problems, and that blew my mind. Like, how come if I have a pain in my knee, how come it's related to my glute? That's crazy. That means your glutes are weak. And because your glutes are weak, and the glutes is your biggest stabilizers of your hip. So when your glutes are weak and your hips tend like to not be aligned, so your form is all off and everything is off. Your posture is off. The way you walk is off. Your feet are off, your ankles are off. It's very crazy, but because the body is symmetric, right? You want everything to be aligned. And when it's not aligned, well, things start to shift and you start to have problems and pains that you have to get to fix it later. So instead of going to the doctor or like trying or stop like exercising because that's not what you want to do, do not stop exercising, because actually what you want to do is to hit those glutes, to strengthen those glutes. Did I start with glutes? Because I couldn't fire my glutes at all. So I will go into YouTube videos and I'll find these amazing glute workouts, and I start doing all the glute workouts, and for like too long, like months and months, and then I'm like, I'm not seeing any results. I'm not getting sore in my glutes. I'm not doing anything. And my quads, they keep being like nice and beautiful. And I love my quads, but what's going on back there? What's going on with my hammies? What's going on with my glutes? Something's off. So I started doing hip thrusters, because hip thrusters are the king of the glutes, right? Which is amazing. I started doing hip thrusters, and I'm like, this is not working, so we'll put more weight, because I wasn't feeling that huge mistake. I was putting much weight. I got super strong on my hip thrusters, but I never was feeling my glutes. I started hurting my back because obviously I was putting too much pressure on my lower back. I was putting too much pressure on my quads, and the last muscle that I was working out was my glutes. Guess what? My glutes. So I got more into depth about how actually the glutes work, and guess what? Hallelujah, I found this amazing article that changed my life, which is this article that actually talked about glute amnesia. and how we can actually activate that muscle to get fired up and to kind of like tell them, okay, to awaken them so they can actually start working properly. So I went from like my glutes to be shut down for years and years of sitting down and having this lazy butt for years to actually kind of like feeling it. And what changed in my whole workout routine is the glute activation. Oh, yes, that's actually the king of the booty builders is the glute activation. I never start actually a good like leg / glute workout without a glute activation. Even sometimes when I wake up, I do glute activation. So they're actually like fire up, and I'm telling them, okay, wake up, you need to do your job. The quads has to like stop doing your job so you can take over, and you start like, okay, tell them, okay, stop being lazy, you need to work. So I do them a lot. At the very beginning, I was against the booty bands because I'm very stubborn, of course, but man, those booty bands, they do help. They do help a lot. They do help to target the muscles. Why? Because what the booty bands do is that help you to push your knees outwards. And when you push your knees outwards, you're actually activating your glutes. And what happens when you push your knee outwards? You're not working your quads. You're not working your hamstrings or whatever other very like big muscle or stronger muscle that wanted to take over. So it's only your glutes. And as you probably know, or I'm gonna tell you, the glutes are made out of 3 muscles, which is the gluteus maximus, the gluteus medius, and the gluteus minimus. So the gluteus maximus is the big part of the booty, the nice and okay, which is attached to your hamstring, and the gluteus medius is kind of like the side of your hip and the top of that booty maximus. With the bands, you're activating the entire glute, especially the gluteus medius. Fantastic. So if you can see, this is pretty much the gluteus maximus. The gluteus medius is somewhere over here, and the minimus is right underneath. You got it? Okay. Unfortunately, as probably I made the mistake when I was going to the gym. I thought that when I was doing leg workout, I thought I was, oh, that's beautiful. I'm doing legs, so I'm targeting my quads, I'm targeting my hamstrings, I'm targeting my glutes, and everyone is gonna be nice and asymmetric and very nice and beautiful, and that's it, we're done. The story is that that's not the case. For me, it wasn't the case, and I bet for a lot of people it's not the case, because what happens is that you might have, because of your routine, like what you do in your day, like your posture and everything that you do, and your lifestyle is gonna your lifestyle, how you walk, your posture, how you sleep, how often do you sit down, how often you walk, how active you are. They're gonna influence on how you target your muscles, right? So I'm very different from you and you're very different from me. What happened to me is that obviously I started squatting in my first year actually of weightlifting. So my quads got very strong, very nice and strong, and beautiful. But yes, unfortunately, because in the downside, I was sitting so much at the office, and actually I'm sitting too much in this couch talking to you guys. This is not good for my glutes. Where were we? Your lifestyle is a big influencer on how you're gonna target your glutes, how you're gonna target any muscle you're gonna work out at the gym. So in my case, I'm very quad. As I was reading, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna say this, but disclaimer: I'm not a professional. I don't do statistics, but apparently most of the human beings, you and I and me and other people like us, were quad dominants. That means that most likely every workout that you're gonna do for legs at the gym, you're gonna target your quads. You're gonna target your quads. Only your quads. I mean, yeah, probably like obviously you're gonna have some use of the hamstrings, of your glutes, but mainly it's your quads that they're gonna work harder. Even if you do glute workouts, your quads, they might want to take over those glutes. Because why? What's happening is that you might have a lazy butt. The butt is shutting down. So the quads is like, someone has to perform this exercise, hello, but everyone's sleeping. So guess what? The quads are there, they're nice and like, yeah, we're fired up. We're gonna take this over. So that's really what's happening. And you know how you can actually start targeting your glutes more? Lifting or doing exercises with less weight. Since your glutes, they're not used to do anything heavy, anything that they're gonna push them, because everything else is the quads are taking over, and they're like, the quads are taking over. So, but when you start performing some exercises with less weight, the quads are like, you can do this. Hello, I'm not gonna do this. So that's when the glutes start like, okay. And obviously, the more you do it, the more your glutes are gonna get used to it, the more they're gonna fire up, the more they're gonna grow if you're doing a progressive overload, which you should. Progressive overload means that you are putting a little bit of more weight to your workouts, or you're increasing your reps. So that's actually how you start targeting your glutes. But it's a whole world that I have much more tips that I'm gonna share with you, but I'm not gonna tell them all tonight. I have things to do actually, and I'm gonna go to the gym actually because I'm gonna post this workout, the next workout that I'm gonna do. So get tuned, because here it is. We're gonna target those glutes, and that doesn't mean they're gonna grow overnight. I wish, but at least you're gonna start feeling them. Now when I'm like walking and doing like day-to-day things, I'm like, oh, I feel them. That's cool. Before, I never felt my booty. Never. It was like a grandma glute, like all soggy and, you know. Anyways, If you want to watch more of these videos, please subscribe to the channel if you want to have more tips, and if we want to talk more about glutes. See you next time.